Do you dream of nice, soft, fluffy dinner rolls? And you hope for the best, but all you end up with is this big, sticky mess. And you thought that you had it under control. You watched videos and you start out with this bench scraper and everything seems to be going okay. You're doing the folding technique like you saw. Everything is really coming together, and then all of a sudden it gets stuck and it looks like it's eating your scraper. So you decide to do the slap and fold method, and it's sticking to the counter, it's sticking to your hands, it's making this huge mess and you don't know what's going on. Then there's my favorite scenario where the dough fights back at you. Or you could be like my husband and you could just give up and put in a ton of flour, and then you end up with like this 12-pound pizza dough instead of like this really nice airy crust. Don't do that. Kneading sticky dough is easy. Your first step is, after you fix the dough, let it rest. Let it sit there 10-30 minutes. Let that dough get hydrated. That'll do a lot of the work for you. You could use this bench scraper, but if you don't have one, use a spatula. This method is actually quite fun. You just pick it up and you slap it away from you and you fold it over in half. Pick it up, slap it away, fold it over in half. The stickiness of the dough will stick to the counter and make this easy. The key is to keep using a continuous motion and not to slow down. I'm going to show you when you slow down, it starts sticking more to the counter, and that's what makes it hard to do. Also, be careful if any of it flies off. You want to pick it up if you have any pets or small children, because raw dough is bad for them. I'm going to show you the key parts so that way you'll know how to do it. You can fast forward parts if you like, and just stay with what you want to see. Now, as you're seeing, it's starting to stick more to the counter and it's getting a little more messy, and it's sticking to my hands more. This happens about midway through the kneading process, and this is typical. Do not give up. If it sticks too much to the counter and it starts to become hard to turn, then all you have to do is pick up your spatula if you don't have a bench scraper, scrape off all the dough, put it on like this, get it unstuck from the counter, flip it over, and start again. That will help you get more traction. Pick it up, fold it over, slap it, pick it up, fold it over, slap it. This is really fun. And you will get a little messy. A lot of people will tell you that you won't get sticky hands if you do it correctly. Well, you know what? It's okay to get sticky hands when you're working in the kitchen. It's okay to get messy. I'm not sure why they want to make you feel like you have to be an expert when you start working with sticky dough. Obviously, if you have a stand mixer, this process is so easy because you turn it on, you let it do the work for you, and then you don't have to worry about it. But who wants to go out and spend $100, $200, $400 on a mixer that they may use like once or twice a year? If you're not a big heavy bread maker, it's just a wasted expense. And it's really actually quite fun to do this. Again, if it starts getting stuck, just scrape it off, put it on the top so that it won't get stuck again, and just start doing it again. Again, please keep your motion pretty quick and very fluid. If you slow down, that's when it starts to stick to your counter and makes it hard. If it sticks all to your counter, scrape it off, flip it over, start again. As you can see, this is a very simple process. It is wonderful to make cinnamon rolls, nice fluffy dinner rolls, as I was saying earlier. It makes beautiful bread, just the most tender melt in your mouth. You know those kind of rolls that you get at the steakhouses? This is how they make it. They make it with a high hydration rate dough. So don't let this intimidate you. I'm going to give you a recipe in the link below, but basically this is an 80% dough. It's 200 grams of water and 250 grams of flour. If you can master this level, no American recipe will be harder than this for you, for the most part. I have not seen many American recipes go above a 70% hydration rate. It's just not typical. You get above 80% when you look into the French and Italian breads. But again, this is all about learning how to make sticky dough for those wonderful cinnamon rolls, those sticky buns, those big giant fluffy rolls that just make you happy whenever you see holidays coming. And again, it was sticking to my counter, so I just stopped, I scraped it off, and then I put it back on top, and I'm going again. You will start to see at this point it's sticking less to the counter. This is a good sign. This means that it's starting to come together, the gluten is starting to build, and you're almost finished. You're about halfway through. If you are getting good at this, you can get this done within 5 minutes. I'm going to show you if it stretches easily without tearing, it's ready. See how it tore? We need to go just a little bit longer. Now at this point, you'll see very little dough stick to the counter, so you have to actually do a little force. And it's actually kind of hard for me to do this, but most people won't have a problem because they don't have an injury like I do. So it's also a very great way to get out frustrations if you're angry at something. I like to make sticky dough recipes because you really get to like slap this dough around and just pretend that you're really angry at somebody, and then by the time you're done, you feel happy again. So now you see it's not sticking to my hands at all. That's a good sign that it might be ready. So I'm going to check it again, and look at this. It's fabulous. It's stretching without tearing. I can put a little force in it, and that's it. That's how you knead sticky dough. Roll it into a ball, cover it, and you're ready to go on to your recipe. If you would like, you can bake this, and let me show you how fluffy these rolls are. Visit jacksonsjob.com for a recipe that will show you how to make these, and have a great day. Happy baking.